Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
So we are studying 9th chapter and 28th verse, 27 actually. Or maybe, 27. Yat karoshi yad asnasi.
Yat karoshi yad asnasi.
Yad juhoshi dadasi yat.
Yad juhoshi dadasi yat.
Yat tapasyasi kaunteya.
Yat tapasyasi kaunteya.
Tat kurushva madarpanam.
Tat kurushva madarpanam.
Okay, so Krishna says, whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you offer, give away, whatever studies you perform, do that to son of Kunti as an offering to me. So, Prabhupada writes in his purport, thus it is a duty of everyone to mold his life in such a way that he will not forget Krishna in any circumstance. So what is a verse for this? There's a verse for this.
Should not forget Krishna?
Yeah. Which Prabhupada always quotes. Rupa Goswami says, Prabhupada's every line is a verse. That's the idea. So there's a verse from Padma Puran which Rupa Goswami quotes in Nectar of Devotion. And he says, Satatam smartayo Vishnu, vismartayo najdatu chit. That always remember Krishna and never forget him. And sarve vidhi nishedasyu etarava kinkara. All rules, regulations are subservient to this one rule. In other words, all rule regulations are made to make us remember Krishna and not allow us to forget him. That's the idea. That's where Prabhupada is saying, everyone should mold his life in such a way he will not forget Krishna in any circumstance. So, molding means following rules, regulations. Otherwise, how do you mold? And that's why Krishna says, Yat karoshi. Yat karoshi means following rules and regulations of devotional service, which will help us to actually always remember Krishna. So, this is important because sometimes we follow rules and regulations, but we forget Krishna. No? That's also important. Yeah. So we are doing the system, but we have forgotten the purpose of the system.
We are doing arti and we are thinking somewhere else.
Yeah. So that's not a good idea. So that's why we have to remember that ultimately we are not going to rule lok. We are going to go lok.
Okay.
Rules are only to help. That's when Rupa Goswami says niyamagraha. Karmkandis are entangled in rules. They get involved in rules. They are involved in niyam. And they forget the goal. And sahajyas, they just leave all rules. That's why Rupa Goswami says, don't accept any rule and don't reject any rule without understanding the purpose of that rule. Because if you accept a rule without understanding the purpose, you will get entangled in the rule. If you reject the rule without understanding the purpose, you will fall in sense gratification. So here is a point. Yat karoshi, whatever you do, tat kurushva madarpanam. Now, if you think about it, Krishna says, whatever you do, offer to me. Now the idea is, whatever you do in devotional life, this is another perspective which I am giving. Now Krishna is talking to a devotee. He is not talking to ordinary man. He is instructing us. So suppose if I tell devotee, okay, whatever you do it for Krishna. What that means? A devotee is already following rules, regulations. But still I am saying him, whatever you do it for Krishna.
The same thing, keep the goal in mind. That's the thing.
So the point is Yeah, point is, you're following rules, regulations, but do it for the pleasure of God. Don't forget that. And this is another understanding of this verse. This is a little deeper understanding. Because okay, fine, this is one understanding, and then I'll take another. There are two other understandings also of this verse, I'll tell you. So, okay, this is important. Whatever you do, that's why Prabhupada says, we should mold the life in such a way so that we'll not forget Krishna in any circumstance, so that we do not forget that the aim of our life is to give pleasure to Lord. And so that we do not forget Krishna is our master and I am a servant. This consciousness has to be maintained. Okay, that's why Krishna says Yat Karoshi. So mind it, this understanding is from the angle of from devotional perspective. Krishna is talking to a devotee. This verse is applied, when we apply to a devotee, this is a meaning.
Okay.
But then I'll give two other meanings. So Krishna, by one arrow, he can accomplish many tasks. No? That's why I told you every Gita has 1,000 meanings, every verse. So this is a devotional perspective. Okay, keep in mind. So then Prabhupada says, okay, fine. Then Krishna says, Prabhupada says, everyone has to work for maintenance of his body and soul together, and Krishna recommends herein that one should work for him. Okay, this is fine. One should work for him. So everyone has to eat something to live. Therefore, he should accept the remnants of foodstuffs offered to Krishna. Okay, Yad Ashnashi, whatever you eat, offer it to me. There is simple understanding. But if you take a devotional perspective here, what Krishna is saying, whatever you eat, offer it to me. What that means, from a devotional angle. That means, now Krishna is talking to a devotee. This is the premise we are taking now. So Krishna says, whatever you eat, offer it to me. That means, even if you are eating which is not prasad, make it prasad by offering. But when you are eating prasad, you should offer it mentally to me. You should offer your consciousness to me. You should remember that it is prasad. Otherwise, you'll be in...
we just offer and eat.
So he's saying, whatever you eat, offer it to me. So even if you are eating prasad, remember that, okay, fine, it's prasad, but still you have to offer your feelings to Krishna at that time. That's very important.
He has tasted it.
You have to offer feelings when you are eating prasad. Otherwise, you lose the potency of prasad. You can just offer and take it, and that's the problem there. So Krishna is talking at the level of consciousness now, to a devotee. Okay, you might be offering your actions, but offer your consciousness also to me.
Okay.
That's the devotional perspective here.
Okay, action and consciousness both.
Yeah. And what is more important, action or consciousness? Of course. Intent is more important, no? So Prabhupada gives that example of a thief and a surgeon. A thief might use a knife, a surgeon might use a knife, but intent is different. Surgeon's intent is to benefit, thief's intent is to harm. So two person might be taking prasad, but if one consciousness, he doesn't remember it is prasad and he just eats it, it doesn't have that effect as much as if you're honoring prasad and you're thinking this is tasted by the lips, this touched by the lips of Krishna. That's what Chaitanya Charitamrita says.
That is why Guru Maharaj, whenever he takes prasad, he is listening to a lecture. Always.
You can listen to a lecture or you can
bhajan or something.
You can just keep quiet. That's also important. Anyways, you have to remember. So that's so you understand the devotional perspective. I'm taking a different angle altogether of this verse. So that's the meaning. Whatever you do, offer it to me. That means whatever action you do with devotional service, remember, offer your consciousness to me that yes, I am servant of Krishna and therefore I am expected to do this. That consciousness has to be there. And whatever you eat, offer it to me. So even if you eat prasad, offer your consciousness to me. To me, okay, Krishna, I am eating this prasad for your pleasure. I offered it for your pleasure and I am honoring it for your pleasure. not for myself. So you don't offer to Krishna and honor, you don't honor and you don't offer to Krishna, that's not the idea. So little attentive, you have to be. Yadashnashi, Yadjuhoshi. Prabhupada says, any civilized man has to perform some ritualistic ceremonies, therefore Krishna recommends, do it for me. That is yagyas, or maybe marriage, that's a ritualistic ceremony, or maybe Prabhupada gives example, deity worship. So Krishna says, do it for me. So if you are doing deity worship, remember that deity worship, while doing deity worship, you have to remember that this is for His pleasure.
Yeah.
That we are not doing mechanically something. Yes. And there is a meaning to whatever we offer, everything. There are 16 items we offer in worship. That is called Shodashupchar. And you can also offer 64 items, but that you can't do. You can offer 3 items also. That is a small arti. Incense, lamp and flower. But there is a meaning to all these things that you have to understand.
Please tell us.
So when you offer incense, the meaning to offer incense is that it's a fragrant, no? So you are actually conveying to Krishna, just like this incense is fragrant, I'll make life fragrant for you. Fragrant by the smell of pure devotional service.
Is it not offering earth, fire, water, ether?
But that's a very philosophical understanding. I'm telling devotional understanding. That's there. But then what? That's a jnani understanding. So just like I'm offering you a fragrant incense, and that fragrant incense represents a pure life. That is a representative of your pure life, which smells. An impure life stinks, and Krishna doesn't come there. A pure life full of service attitude, that Krishna likes. So lamp, and when we offer lamp is representative of your soul. Jyoti, it's representative of your soul. So you're offering your soul to Krishna. You're actually surrendering. Offering lamp is surrender. Some people say offering lamp is offering your life breath. Life breath, pran. So just sometimes you offer one, but system is to offer 5. Panch Pradeep. Lamp has 5 wicks. That's the idea. Ideally that should be offered. You can offer 1, but 3 or 5. 5 is a good thing.
Tomorrow we'll offer.
So 5.
Every day we are offering, so we said, why take out the big lamp?
So that's one thing. So 5. That what do you say? Wicks. Panch Pradeep. That represents Panch Pran. Apan, Vyan, Saman, Udan, Pran. So we are offering all 5 life breaths to Him. So prana in our body represents action. Prana is life, no? Without prana you will die. So all these 5 years you are offering to Lord. In other words, you are saying that my life, my soul is for you. That represents deep. And then flowers, you offer pushp. And that is, pushpa is representative of all good qualities in you. So when we offer flowers, that is representative of all divine qualities which a devotee is supposed to have. So, and Krishna, when you're offering flowers, Krishna is actually accepting your good qualities. When you're offering incense, Krishna is accepting your purity. When you're offering lamp, Krishna is accepting your surrender by soul. And that. So that's why Krishna says, Yad Juhoshi, when you do any ritualistic ceremony, archana or deity worship, remember that this is a representative of your consciousness, of your life, and you have to prepare yourself to do that. So offer your good qualities, your surrender, your everything to me. When you do this worship, remember what it is representative of. Just don't do like that. You have to remember that.
You have to remember that while doing it.
That now I am offering my purity. Now I am offering my pranas. Now I am offering my good qualities with every flower. And then that deity worship makes sense. Otherwise it's a ritualistic ceremony. That's why Krishna says, Yat Juhoshi tat kurushva madarpanam. You do worship, offer it to me. This is how you have to offer. Otherwise it's mechanical. It's all mechanical. When you eat, you offer that activity to me of honoring prasad. So how to offer that activity of honoring prasad? By thinking that lips of Krishna has touched this. And I am so fortunate to honor this. That's the general scenario. It's not good actually. In Dharma Shastra it is said, when you are honoring prasad, don't talk, don't giggle, don't talk. Focus and take it. In fact, according to Dharma Shastra, talking while eating is a sin. That's. But of course, if you're discussing about Krishna, that's okay. If you're discussing spiritual topics.
Yeah, in ISKCON, one person in the Prasadam hall reads Krishna book.
Yeah, so if you're discussing about Krishna, that's okay. Otherwise, it's a problematic situation. It's a sin according to religious principles. And in fact, I was doing some research on health. I'm writing a book. So it is said that in scriptures it is said when you eat, you have to chew the food properly. No, there's some provisions that you have to chew it 32 times. But you don't count. But you have to chew it. But if you're talking, you don't tend to do that and just put it and gulp. And what happens is, if you do that, then whatever impurities or preservatives are always there in food, insecticides, whatever is there, they don't get neutralized. Saliva is there to neutralize that. That's why God has given this saliva. It's antiseptic, no? The wound, you put saliva and it heals. So you see any animal, it will sit properly and eat. No animal is going to eat just like that. It will take the food, go to its place. Then sit down. Generally. Even if you see a cat, it will take the mouse, go and sit and eat. Humans are like nonsense. You're walking, talking and kach and we are like a dustbin, so we are becoming unhealthy.
Driving the car.
Yeah. Just वो हिंदी में कहते हैं थोड़ा ठंड रखो नहीं. Eat properly, So but that is a general norm. But here Krishna is talking, if you eat with peace and focus, you can maintain your consciousness. Then you can offer that to me. So Yad Juhoshi. And then Krishna says, Yad Dadasi, whatever you give it to me. So what that means is, whenever you give anything to devotees or Krishna, like flowers we are giving to Krishna, no? Aarti. So give it to me. Give it to me means that always remember when you are giving these things to devotee or me, always remember that this was not yours, is not yours, and will not be yours. You are giving his property back to him. Otherwise we are in illusion.
So even when you are giving something to a devotee, you think that you are giving it back to Krishna?
Yeah, you are giving back to Krishna. But his property to him. Okay. Not that I am giving my thing to him. That's not devotion. That is religious principle. That is religion. Devotion is we are giving his property to him, because if we give our thing to him, then he will not accept. Why? Why will not accept? If you say, Krishna, okay, this is food which I have brought and I am offering to you. So why is he not going to accept that? He will not accept fully. That's okay, he can. But he will not accept, because anything which belongs to man, that is impure.
But nothing belongs to man.
Now that's the idea. If you think it belongs to you, it becomes impure by your impure consciousness. Okay. And then Krishna doesn't take. Everything has 4 defects. Kal dosh, defect of time. And then sthana dosh, defect of place. And then purush dosh, defect of person, time, place and person. At least 3 of them are there, minimum. So, and why these defects are there? Because we think it is mine. But as soon as you think it is Krishna's, All defects are gone. And then it becomes pure. And so you're offering pure thing to pure person. You see, that's the idea. So Krishna will accept that. And that is why Krishna says, Dadasiyat, whenever you give me anything, offer it to me. And there's a way to offer it to him. And the ways you have to remember, I'm offering his thing back to him. That is why we generally don't say that I'm offering myself to Krishna. We say I'm offering your property to you. It's not. I'm not offering me to him. I'm offering his soul to him. That's real surrender. That's where devotion begins actually. Actually, that's the entire system of Vallabhacharya. Vallabhacharya was he was very anxious that how people of this world will get liberated. That's what his thought. And he got tensed because when he saw Vedas, he could read that God is extremely pure. Like he's the purest of all. So how can an impure person, impure thing, which is this material world, can contact a pure person? That's what he was thinking. As soon as you come in contact with Krishna, your life is successful. But how to do that? No. He will not like to meet impure people or impure persons. So he was thinking what to do. So in the night he was sitting and Krishna came. Krishna said, don't worry. The trick is, you don't think I'm offering my thing to Krishna. You think I'm offering Krishna's property to him. And as soon as you think it is Krishna's property, it is no longer impure.
So even while offering our soul, we are saying we are offering Krishna's soul back to him?
Yeah.
Okay. So, but then
that's
my purity is not that. It is Krishna's. I don't understand that.
It is Krishna's property, so he are giving to him.
I have to offer my purity, right? When you said...
Oh no, that's okay. That is a technical thing you have to think.
Okay.
Just think. But that's a very high level of consciousness. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, Ami to nahi amar. I no longer belong to me now. I belong to Krishna. So anyway, that you can leave it. Yeah, we are offering purity and that keep it simple. Yeah, the dasi. The point is we have to think that we are offering his property to him. So when we are offering the purity to him, okay, Krishna, well, you are offering incense. You are thinking, no, I'm offering purity to him. But then you have to remember that this purity is gift of him. He has given me purity and now I'm offering him back.
Okay, like that.
That's the idea.
That's how you have to think.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's where Ramanand Rai, when Mahaprabhu Ramanand Rai discussing, so Mahaprabhu said, Mahaprabhu was asking questions and Ramanand Rai is answering, no? Chaitanya Charitamrita. So then Ramanand Rai, Mahaprabhu says, oh, you know a lot of things. But Ramanand Rai says, no. Ramanand Rai says, Mahaprabhu, you're like a cloud. And just like a cloud takes water from ocean and give it to the land, similarly, you are asking questions and you are giving me answers and taking it back through me. That's what he said. So similarly, Krishna is giving us purity, giving us good qualities, giving us all good things to offer him back. So actually it belongs to him. It doesn't belong to me first of all. You see? So that is very important to understand. Otherwise, he will not be pleased that much as he has to be. You understand? Yad Dasi. And then it is Yat Tapasya Konte. Whatever austerities you do it for me. Okay, so what austerities we do in devotional life? What are our austerities? We don't really keep hungry and we don't just go to Himalayas and sit. What is the austerity in spiritual life? What is that?
4 regulative principles.
Yeah, you can say 4 regulative principles. What Prabhupada says. That's okay. But you know what? Following 4 regulative principles is not austerity. It might seem as austerity, but that's any human should do. No? Otherwise, you're animal. Otherwise, we are animals. So, what is real? In real sense, what is austerity? Tapaha. So, austerity. What?
Humility and tolerance.
No. What does Prabhupada say? Prabhupada says, real austerity is to always remember Krishna. That's the most difficult part. You can do everything else, but what about remembering? That is very difficult. That is real austerity. And that if we can do, we are, Bhaktivedanta says, you are even greater than those tapasvis which are meditating for millions of years. Because even they can't hold Krishna in their mind. And if you can do what they can't do in millions of years, you are greater than them. That's all. So that's 𝗪𝗪𝗀𝗪𝗲 𝗂𝗪 𝗪𝗀𝗪. So when you are remembering Him, always, you have to offer that remembrance to God. How do you do that? How do you do that? You have to think that Krishna, I'm remembering you, and this power to remember you is given by you.
Sarvasya chaham
Sarvasya chaham hridishnishto smritir jnanam apanam cha. This smriti, this power is given by you. So all credit goes to you. It's not my credit that I am remembering. It is your credit that you're making me remember. So that's love, In love, what is love? You do things, you do everything, but you still give credit to that person. Is it? That's love, no? So, you make everything, but then you do, it is because of you. That's love. And lust is totally different. He will do everything and then you will say, I did it. That is totally different. That's lust. So, 𝗪𝗪𝗀𝗪𝗲 𝗂𝗪 𝗪𝗀𝗪𝗀𝗪. So this is a devotional understanding. You see, from devotional perspective, if you read this verse, Krishna is asking us to maintain the spirit of Krishna consciousness, not just the action. So from the level of spirit he is saying, and that is, for that you need association of devotees. You can read scriptures, you can follow other external actions. That is also important. Not doing anything, much better than that. So if you take on the level of spirit, you can understand this verse. If you take this verse on the level of action, then also it makes sense. Whatever you do it for me, so follow rules, regulations of devotional life. If Krishna talks to this verse to a non-devotee, then also it makes a sense. You see, audience makes a difference, no?
Yeah.
Okay, fine. If I give you example, let me give you example. If I say, okay, fine. If I say this statement, that okay, love me. What do you mean by that?
Love me.
No, what do you mean by this statement? Love me.
Love Krishna because I am not myself.
No. If I say for myself, if I say love me, what do you mean by this?
Well, when you love somebody, you do everything to please that person you love.
Be kind to me.
Okay. But in one sense, this statement doesn't mean anything. It has no meaning. Until unless you ask me to whom I am speaking.
Yeah.
If I say to a child, love me, that means, okay, fine, play with me. If I say to a girl, love me, it means totally different thing. If I say to my parents, Mama, Papa, you should love me, that involves a caring love. It's a different kind of love. I'm expecting something else. No? And if I say to this nation, India, okay, love me, it is a different game altogether. So the statement has a meaning according to whom we are speaking. That defines the meaning of that statement. If I say to Krishna, love me, so totally different thing. Then it's not love, it is lust. Because I'm demanding something from Krishna, love me. So it becomes totally indifferent, no?
Yeah.
We don't say love me. We say, Krishna, I love you. If you want, you can love me. If you don't want, don't love me. It's your will. We are surrendered to you. That's a devotee. So meaning changes. So that's the idea there. So this verse, so you see this verse, it depends what is the meaning of this verse, to whom he is speaking. That's the idea. If he is speaking this verse to a devotee, then we have to take the understanding what I explained. From the level of spirit. Because actions anyway is doing. You understand? If he is speaking this verse to a non-devotee, then you can understand what Prabhupada writes here. Yeah, do whatever you do it for me. So okay, you are eating, so offer food to me. You connect. Whatever you eat, do it for me. Whatever you give, you're giving charity to poor, don't do that. Give it to my devotees. You see, that's the angle which Prabhupada is saying. Whatever austerity you do, if you like to remain hungry, okay, fine, remain hungry for me. Do fasting for Ekadashi. So that is one of the meaning. So this verse can be interpreted on the level of action, which is directed towards non-devotees, on the level of spirit, which is directed towards devotees, and at least these are two meanings for this verse. And then this verse can also be directed towards a religious person who is just following religion. So that also you can understand that. So every verse of Bhagavad Gita can be understood like this. For a non-devotee, for devotee.
Okay, every verse?
Every verse. And you can think about that, how this is relevant to me. Otherwise, if you read this verse, okay, fine, do whatever you do for me, eat for me, do offer everything to me. You might say, I am following this. Okay, you are following this. So fine, next time I will not read this, I will skip this. But that's not the idea. When Krishna says something, it is always applicable to you. No matter whatever level you are. Because Gita, these are principles. This is not a process. And principles will always apply.
Right.
If you make an ambassador, there will be an engine. Rolls Royce, there will be an engine. Right. You make any car, how much advanced it is, there has to be an engine. So no matter how much advanced you are, this principle will apply. But you should know how to interpret it. You see the point? That interpretation we have to understand. Okay. So there is one more meaning to this, I'll tell you now. So why I'm telling you this? I'm just telling you this to make you understand. First point, that Gita is very interesting. And second point, the more you read, the more it will reveal itself to you. That's what I'm trying to show you. So if you meditate on this, you'll be able to understand. Okay, next other meaning I'll tell you, and this meaning is an important meaning. So again, if you speak this verse, if the audience of this verse is a devotee or half devotee, and Krishna is saying, you see, can anybody tell me, is this a verse of pure devotion or impure devotion?
This is a verse of pure devotion, right?
Yeah, you can interpret it as a pure devotion.
Yeah.
But if you really understand, Krishna is saying, whatever you do it for me. So can you understand what Krishna is saying? There is a point there. Krishna is saying, whatever you do it for me. The idea is, whatever you feel like doing, do it for me. But that is not pure devotion. That you are choosing and then offering to Krishna. But pure devotion is not that whatever you feel, do it for me. Pure devotion is whatever I feel, you have to do it for me.
Yeah, Krishna feels.
Yeah, whatever Krishna feels, you have to do for Krishna. Not whatever you feel, you have to do for. So this verse is actually Mishrit Bhakti. Krishna is actually offering a solution for a person. Okay, fine, start doing something. Fine, no problem. Whatever you want to do, okay, do it for me. But highest standard of devotion is not this. Highest standard of, Krishna says, whatever you eat, offer to me. Okay, fine. Now you want to eat chowmein? Krishna says, offer to me. Okay. They will offer. And then you will say, okay, Krishna is saying here. So, is this devotion? Yes, because anyway you are offering to Krishna. But it is not pure devotion. Because you have to ask Krishna, Krishna, do you like chowmein? You can't ask, but you have to see scriptures. So you have to offer him according to his likings. And do something according to his likings, not do something according to your likings, even if it is within devotional realm. That's the idea. Okay, so I want to preach today. That's devotional activity. Okay, fine. Whatever you do it for me. Okay, I'll go for book distribution. But the point is, if devotees say, no, Prabhu, you should not go for book distribution, you should do cooking now. So what you should do?
Cooking.
Yeah, if you do preaching, book distribution, then that's not pure devotion. That is devotion, but that is mixed with your own
intentions.
Selfish intentions, your own likings. That is tainted with that. So it becomes Mishrit Bhakti. It is Mishrit. Because whatever devotees want, that is a desire of Krishna. No? So okay, if devotees want this, okay, we'll do this. So this verse is actually not a verse for pure devotion if you take it on the face of it. Krishna is offering impure, mixed devotion here. At least to start. To a non-devotee, he will say like that, no? Okay, fine, you come here, whatever you feel you do for Krishna. We don't say in first day, If a new devotee says, I want to go for book distribution, and some devotee says, do cooking, and he complains, you Prabhu, that devotee is saying, he asked to cook, but I want to do distribution. You say, okay, fine, you are new. If you feel nice, go. But if you are 6-7 years in movement, and if you say like this, then that's not the right thing. Come on, you should cook. Whatever is required, you should do. You should understand what devotees want. So that means this verse is directed towards Kanishta Adhikari. Okay. There are 3 levels of devotees: Kanisht, Madhyam and Uttam. So new, first class, second class, third class. So third class devotee, he will do things for Krishna, but according to his liking. That's the problem with him. What generally most of us do, according to our liking, we do. And the second class person will do things according to Krishna's liking. Krishna's liking can be known by spiritual master, by scriptures, by devotees. That's how Krishna communicates his likings. That is second class. And what is first class person?
Whatever Krishna things he is able to remember, he is able to know what Krishna thinks of him, and he does that.
Okay, you can say like that. Yeah, I told yesterday. Yeah. So first class devotee is, he will do according to liking of Krishna, and he will also know whether Krishna liked it or disliked.
Oh my God.
He will be able to make out.
Riva.
That's first class devotee. We will not be able to make out. We'll do it and we'll assume that he liked it.
Oh, okay.
So he will accept, but I'm talking about liking. He will accept, no problem. Just like our parents accept children's some naughty things or whatever, imperfect things. But exactly he liked it or disliked, we will not be able to make out. But topmost devotee, he will be able to make out because he is in contact with God. But intuitionally, he will be able to understand. Krishna will give him.
Yeah, I remember one incident when Tamal Krishna Maharaj, when he was served with Prashadam, and he just ate one thing and then he rejected the whole.
Kaun, Prabhupada?
No, Tamal Krishna Goswami.
Sure.
He rejected it and said, who made this? He was angry. And then there was a new, the regular cook was old Prabhupada disciple, but that day it was made by some new lady, and he could make out that it is not in good consciousness, that Prashadam was not made in good consciousness.
Perhaps,
he could make out. He would make out.
So, that's the idea. So, devotees can make out, yeah. Krishna liked or disliked.
And in Vamshidas Babaji Maharaj's book, your Guru Maharaj mentions that once he was offering a sweet rice or something, and then he said that when he came to offer, he could understand that Krishna has already ate it in Vrindavan, so he threw it down.
Yeah. And?
That was so amazing.
Yeah. So they can really understand, what's happening. They can really understand. I remember once in train, Prabhupada asked his foreign Mataji's disciple to cook.
Yes.
You remember that? So they went to pantry and they cooked, but then it got burned something, and then they brought to Prabhupada, and then they gave to Prabhupada. So they told Prabhupada, we offered there and we brought. First, say, Krishna has not taken this burnt rice. Nonsense. Throw it off. He said like that. So they can understand whether Krishna liked or not. They can really understand that. by certain signs and symptoms or whatever. They can really understand. So that's the idea of first class devotee. So this verse is a mixed devotion. Krishna is offering this verse to a neophyte. Okay, fine. Start doing something, no problem. Whatever you do, Yadashnoshi, whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever, offer to me. Okay, fine. But as I was saying, because these are principles, it can also apply at advanced level, but then you have to interpret it and take out the principles from that. And then you have to interpret it on the level of spirit and not just the action.
How can you interpret for the first level?
For the highest level?
Yes.
I just told. You were hearing?
Yeah. Yes.
You were hearing on the car?
Yeah, but not fully. It just got dropped.
You have to maintain the spirit. That's the idea. I will. So that's the idea. So this can also apply to pure non-devotees. Krishna is saying, whatever you do, do it for me. So at least that Prabhupada takes this angle. Okay, at least start doing something for me, Connect to me. Okay. If you're going to job, connect that job to me by giving money. Pure non-devotees. So if you want to eat, okay, at least honor prasad. Don't honor nonsense things. So like that, this at least 3 levels of understanding of this verse. So this is mixed devotion, and pure devotion is Sardharan Paritajya Mamekam. So that's pure devotion. That is why devotion starts with this concept that everything belongs to Him. And because everything belongs to Him, all decisions belong to Him. And that is why before doing anything, I have to ask His decision and not use my decision and then serve Him. That is the problem with neophyte devotees. They like themselves, they take their own decision and then serve Him. But that may not be liked by Krishna so much. So if your spiritual master asks you, okay, give me water, and you think, yeah, he wants water, so I'll take lime juice. Anyway, it's water, but it's more good. But then he will say, come on, I didn't ask for lime juice. It's nonsense. So that is why Prabhupada says, we have to be expert in serving Krishna. That is why that verse is there. What's that? Yagyi sankirtana prayajantihi sumedasa. You have to be intelligent. You have to be expert and intelligent. And those who are intelligent in reading scriptures and expert in analyzing the sentiments of Krishna and devotees, they can actually serve Him and develop love for Him. That's a devotee. So devotee has to be very subtle. Gross people cannot do devotion. You have to be very subtle to actually understand the emotions and the feelings and the intentions of that person, of the devotees and Krishna, and then accordingly serve Him. And Vrindavan, this happens. So sometimes, we all know, sometimes gopis are scolding Krishna. So how do you understand that? Or Radha is saying, I don't want to talk to you. How do you understand that? Because she's understanding that Krishna likes this now, if I say this. I don't want to talk to you. And that's why she says this. Otherwise she will never say that. She can't think anything other than pleasure of Krishna. So we have to be trained in spirit. If we are not trained, then we are not going back to Krishna. We are not going back to Golok, 100%. Otherwise we'll make a chaos there, no? he'll be a burden there. Krishna will say, how to handle this case, how come he has come here? It's a mistake. And he will say, no, I was trained in Krishna conscious, I did all my artis perfectly, preaching and this. Well, you were not trained in the spirit of Krishna consciousness. And that is Antelila, what we will discuss on Monday. Tomorrow, yeah.
Vedaki Mataji is Prasadam coordinator.
That's Antelila. That's spirit of devotion. That's what Mahaprabhu came to give us. Otherwise, process was always there, no? Everybody knew process. Sri Sampradaya, Madhava Sampradaya. From ages, this process is coming. Deity worship, chanting, preaching, book distribution. It's there. But Mahaprabhu came to give us the spirit of that, which people lost. People lost that. And that is why Prabhupada named this movement Krishna Bhavana.
Amrit.
Bhavana means spirit, not just action. And that, if you catch it once, it's always it's yours. And that will make devotion interesting and enjoyable. Otherwise, it will look as burden. So Prabhupada said to one of his disciples that if you don't understand the spirit of Krishna consciousness, I'm not exactly quoting his word, but I'm paraphrasing. If you don't understand Krishna consciousness, if you don't advance in Krishna consciousness, advancement means spirit of Krishna consciousness, then one day you will say that my spiritual master has a spiritual master is a burden on me. These deities are burden on me. These rules, regulations are burden on me. It will feel as a burden and not as enjoyable. So little attentiveness you have to keep, and then it will be, Prabhupada says, it will be millions of times enjoyable what you are experiencing now. It is almost, Scripture says it is almost like a river is flowing besides you and you are very thirsty, and from the pocket you take out a spray and you say, it's so nice. Come on, we know it's nice if you are very hungry and if you spray your mouth. But there's a river. You're crazy or what? You can drink buckets of water. But no. That's an example given in scriptures. So Krishna says, no gain without pain. Little efforts, but the result is very big. Little efforts in this life and result is eternity.
Wow.
You're beyond birth and death. What else you want? You're eternally happy. Eternally. So that's a best use of bad bargain. This is a bad bargain, this body, this life. But that's a best use. And that is real intelligence. So let's meditate on what Krishna wants to say, and then. Okay, so
before you end this verse, so you explained about the 3 items, but what about the other items like water, chamar?
Oh, that deity worship. Yeah, when you offer. Okay, I explained about incense. Incense represents
purity.
Your purity, and lamp represents
soul.
Your soul and your pranas, and flowers represent good qualities, divine qualities. And then we also offer water. So what does water represent? Water represents your mind. Your mind has to be cool and calm like water. Water is cool, no? So that represents your mind, which has to be peaceful and calm in the service of Lord, devoid of anger, greed, all these things. That's what water represents. And then what else do we offer? Chamar and peacock feather. That I have to think. I just forgot. Okay. I just missed from my mind.
Even that rumal.
I'll see and tell you.
Okay.
Exactly what that represents. I'm going to speculate here. Shankh. Shankh, when you blow. What that represents?
Shankh actually purifies the atmosphere before.
Okay, yeah. If you blow a shankh, all the ghost and living entities, they run away. So that's why we blow shankh for. But from devotional perspective, we blow the shankh just to get the feeling of, or just to make Krishna feel that he's important.
That we are starting now,
Yeah, he's important. Any important person.
Yeah, you
blow something, okay, Maharaja is coming, like that, no? Movies, no? Samrat, his desh ke aa rahe hain. That shankh. So that's why we play shankh to make Krishna important.
So even when Guru Maharaj enters the house, we can play the shankh?
In Bengal, people do like that. When Vaishnavas come, that Bengal, they play shankh, they speak that, and they play shankh. Some people are playing shankh, some people are doing that, some people are doing arti, and that's a traditional system. When any sadhu comes,
We do arti.
you do arati. Yeah, you do arati. So that's if you go to Jharkhand, they put oil on the gate when you're entering. Then where you're standing, so they put oil here on the side, on the gate, and then you have to enter. So the point is, there are systems.
Yeah, in Rajasthan we have a culture of putting the tilak.
Tilak and mala. So like that. So there are systems to give respect. So Shankh represents respect, our respect to him. That's Shankh. We are offering respect to Krishna by blowing the Shankh. That's the idea.
Yeah, Arti we do because Atiti Devo Bhava, right? It is, we are...
No,
it's not right.
Krishna is not our guest. We are his guest.
No, and when Vaishnava comes in. So
Vaishnava?
we do the Arti.
Oh, you are talking about devotee?
Devotee, yeah. When devotee comes, we do the Arti that, we are honoring him with Arti and Tilak.
Yeah, we are honoring. Yeah. In that sense.
So
okay.
that is Atiti Devo Bhava, right?
Yeah, in that sense, if you want to say, for devotees, Atiti Devo Bhava. Yeah, we do like that. Atiti Devo Bhava. But now there is no Atiti because people call and come. Atiti means Atithi. Tithi means fixed time. Atiti means who comes anytime. But now nobody is Atiti.
Yeah, people feel offended if you go to their house.
Who has come? It seems funny. But previously it was not like that. When I was like around 20 years back, in South India when I was doing MBBS, you go to any house without speaking anything. So I went to one person. So I was I just got a holiday from college and I went to Coimbatore, and I somehow finished my money, internship money, something. So there was one house, so Swamiji something like that. Normal. I went and I just read the name, and I just went. No money, come on, and so hot. So rang the bell. I went inside, and I was not in this dress, just white dhoti kurta. So he said, okay. He said, come in. And then he said, please sit. And then he said, you want something to eat? And I was telling, so I told him, don't you want to ask who am I? He said, no. First you take prasad. So I took prasad. And then I asked, don't you want to know who am I? How can you do like that? We are from Delhi, we're like all skeptic people. But they were like nice, small. So then he said, no, you sleep now, take rest, you are feeling tired, I'll ask you afterwards.
Wow.
So I slept, I got up in the morning, and then he gave breakfast, and then he asked, okay, now tell me who are you? And that is Atiti Devo Bhava.
Oh my God.
I could really see, that culture. And so actually that person, he was like around 76, 77 years old. So he was carrying that culture from behind. That is Atiti Devo Bhava.
So you just walked in and he served you?
Yeah, I don't know why. I was like whole night I was in anxiety. He's not asking me. He was not in anxiety. I was in anxiety. Like what's happening?
Don't do that in America. They'll shoot you.
In America they'll shoot. Yeah. At least in Dallas they'll do that.
India now, people.
Yeah, India they'll say, come on, who is this? At least in Delhi and metropolitan cities. In Bengal, not like that. Still, in villages, no chance. In villages we travel. In Bengal, when we go to God Mandal, you go there and you go to any house. And they will not ask you who are you. First they will call, they will wash your feet by their tears and not water. I was surprised, like people exist like that, How can you weep, That is Atiti Devo Bhava. For us, for them, we are really Deva. And they're not tears of sadness, tears of happiness. They're so happy that these people have come to us and they respected us like that.
Wow.
That's the idea. But Atiti Devo Bhava means something else. What do you think is wrong? Generally people think all guests should be treated as Devas. That's one meaning, but that's not the real meaning. Because every guest you cannot treat as a Deva, no? Not like that. Right. It doesn't seem practical.
Right.
But real meaning of this is Atiti Devo Bhava means Atiti should be a Dev. Then you have to respect him. If Atiti is a sadhu, then you respect him. But if he is not a sadhu, okay, then normal dealings can happen and you can do like that. That is the meaning of Atiti Devo Bhava. Then it makes a sense.
So if he's not a sadhu and he's a bad man,
if he's not a sadhu, then you get out. If he's not a sadhu, then you have to call me and come. Then you are not Atiti. We don't expect you to be Atiti. If a sadhu comes without calling out, then okay, then it makes sense. We treat him with respect, If anybody comes, then why should he? What?
That's why today's traditional become.
Yeah. So that's a very practical meaning of this verse. Atiti Devo Bhava. Then we can understand. Just like people say, and Atiti Devo Bhava, it is from an Upanishad. And so Upanishad again says, what that says? To Matri Devo Bhava. You know this?
Yeah, mother.
So treat your mother like God. Pitri Devo Bhava. Treat your father like God. But that's wrong meaning. Why should we treat mother, father like God? No. We can respect them in general sense. That's one meaning, but that's not the real meaning. Real meaning is your mother should be like God. They should act like Deva. Matri Devo Bhava. Pitri Devo Bhava. If you're real mother, father, you should act like a respected person. Then you can command respect. Otherwise, why should anybody give you respect? Why will children give respect if you act like nonsense, And then you say, no, scripture say Matri Devo Bhava. Come on, you're crazy. You want Matri Devo Bhava. That is interpretation of, the real interpretation of that verse. Because people are selfish, they use for themselves and they misinterpret this verse. No. So that's the idea. Or we say that that one verse is famous. Yatra narastu pujante, tatra devta ramante. You know this? Wherever female is respected, there demigods reside. You don't know this verse? Come on. So famous verse. If you don't know, then forget it. You will not understand the meaning.
No, you should understand this.
People interpret in a wrong way. People say, okay, wherever there is female is respected, their demigods reside. But if female acts nonsense, then there are no demigods. If female acts in an unchaste way or in a wrong way, then their demigods will not reside. So what's the meaning of this verse? Yatra naryastu pujante. You can understand Sanskrit, no? Yatra naryastu pujante, tatra devta ramante. So this means is wherever woman of the house, she is worshipping God, there God resides. She is a central personality. If she is not worshipping God, then the family cannot orient towards God consciousness. It's very difficult. But if female comes, whole family will come. See, that's in Punjab. That's why in Punjab we don't preach to males much. We preach to females. Because in Punjab, all husbands are in the grip of
ignorance.
Females.
Oh, females.
They are wives.
राजस्थान में तो ये बहुत पॉपुलर है सब.
राजस्थान में कहते हैं,
है ना? Mothers ही usually पूजा करते हैं.
हाँ, so that's the idea. If female does, the whole family will automatically follow. If female is not doing, then it will be very difficult for the family to come in Krishna consciousness. So that's why the trick in India is you preach to female, get her in devotion. Automatically husband and children will follow. That's the idea there. Mostly like that. Not in cities, but at least in Punjab. Because Punjabi females are like males. They are exactly like males. And Punjabi males are like females. Very, very timid.
I see.
So if they say, they have to do. So Bihar, not at least Punjab. Yeah, Rajasthan may be different, but at least Punjab I have this experience. So anyway, the idea is female is a central pillar of the family. If she is a devotee, then yatra naryastu pujante, tatra devta ramante. Wherever female is worshipping God in that family, their gods will reside. Otherwise it will be difficult. So you see, the meanings are different, but people have different meanings. The Gita also, people take different meanings. So many, they interpret and take their own meanings. So anyway, so that's this thing.
Thank you.
anything. Otherwise, we want to stop here now. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai.